Hi, what's going on, guys? So appreciate y'all keeping up with all the videos so far. Please continue to comment and let me know what bows y'all want to see. Pretty common bow so far that I've seen on the comments has been the new VENTUM 33. A lot of you guys are wanting to see that bow reviewed, and that's what I'm going to do today. All right, so the VENTUM 33, it's Hoyt's longer axle to axle aluminum bow for this year. This bow comes in at 33 and an 1/8 inch axle to axle. It's got a 6 3/8 inch brace height. It's still using their new HBX Cam System. It's the same as the VENTUM. The big difference is going to be your axle to axle length and your brace height. This bow right here is really designed for, it's designed for everybody, but it's really going to hit the longer draw market more so than the short draw market, in my personal opinion. It's going to go from 26 inch draw to 31 inch draw, and that's all adjustable on the cams. There's 2 mods that this bow comes with, or that you can get on this bow depending on what your draw length is. One mod goes to a certain range. The other mod goes to the lower range of draw length. So this bow is set up at 27 inches right now. Keep that in mind on a bow like this that's really designed for really going to hit the longer draw market. We're going to get slower speeds out of this bow. This bow is actually only rated at 334, whereas the VENTUM 30 is rated at 342. So it's going to be a little bit slower, but this bow is not really designed for speed. Now, you guys that have a 31 inch draw, you're going to be screaming with this bow. Specifically for you long draw guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to review this bow at 27 inches, and then I'm going to run the bow out to 31, I'll do 30. We'll go 27 inches, we'll move it out to 30, I'll shoot it through the chrono at 30, and that'll just give you long draw guys more of an estimate on what you're going to get for speed. Because like I said on all my videos, you know, I've got a short draw length. I'm trying to hit the market for the short draw guys that want to see some information on what they're going to get real speed out of these bows with a hunting arrow hunting setup. So this bow is going to be set up at 27 inches. It's drawing 70.5 pounds. I'm going to shoot a 440 grain Easton axis, and I'm going to shoot a 455 grain Easton axis, and that's all going to be with the whisker biscuit for the rest. Nothing on the string. So anyway, that's enough on that. Let's talk about what the specs and stuff are on this bow as far as the cam system. So one cool thing about this cam system is the same as what was on the VENTUM. You have the adjustment right there from 80 to 85% let off for you guys that go out west. Like for me, if I bought one of these bows, I would automatically set it up at 80% so that I didn't get used to shooting 85. When I go out west, it's got to be 80 in a certain couple states anyway. Another cool feature on this bow is they have the integrated sight mount, and that is removable. So if you're not going to use it, you can take that off. There's only two sight companies that I know of right now that will work with this mount. That's Excel and Fuse. They still have the integrated rest mount, and this bow also has the shortstop stabilizer just like the RX5 and the VENTUM 30. So let's take that thing off and do the balance check. So this bow is not quite as balanced as the VENTUM 30 with the stabilizer off, but it is more balanced than the RX5 was. So if you decide to take that off, just keep that in mind. It's pretty well close to balanced without the little shortstop stabilizer, if you should choose to take that off and use your own stabilizer in that spot. It still has the lower back bar hole. If you want to use a sidebar back bar, you can mount that there, which is a good option. They still have the holes in the riser for the 2-piece quiver if that's something that you wanted to use. But this HBX Cam System on this bow is, once again, it's Hoyt's first iteration of a binary cam system. So it's going to be identical to what's on the VENTUM 30. I'm assuming the draw cycle and all that stuff's going to be the same. I'm about to find out. I haven't shot this bow yet, so I'm kind of excited to do that. So let's go ahead and jump on in, and I'll go ahead and shoot this bow a couple times and give you a review on it. Find me a... So let's see how this bow draws and shoots. Ooh, that thing's got a smooth draw cycle. It's actually smoother, I think, than any bow I've shot so far. Let's check the valley. Let's let it down real quick. That's got a really nice valley too. I'm not 100% sure if it's quite as good as the VENTUM 30, but it's close enough. I don't think you can really tell. Let's draw it back again. Super smooth, no lope at all. Honestly, if you're a guy that wants to shoot more poundage, this bow may be a good option for you. So the back wall is not quite as solid as the VENTUM, and it's got just a little bit of hand shock in the shot. Not much whatsoever. Shoot it again. It doesn't have much hand shock, but it does have a little more hand shock than the 30 does. It's definitely a very quiet bow. It's not the quietest, but it is pretty quiet. And it shoots good. I'm really impressed with the way it shoots. The only thing I don't like so far, like I said, the back wall is pretty spongy compared to the VENTUM, just the standard VENTUM 30. But like I said, I am going to adjust the draw length on this thing and shoot it at a longer draw too, just to give you a comparison, because sometimes these bows don't shoot the same for a short draw guy or a long draw guy. So we'll do that. But so far, I really like the way this bow shoots. Let me shoot one more arrow through it. And even for some of you shorter draw length guys, you know, if your draw length's not shorter than 26, this is a good option for you guys that like a longer axle to axle bow. I mean, 33 inches isn't super long. But I will say this, in the hand, this bow does feel really long. I don't know why it feels that long, even though it's only 3 inches longer than the 30 is, but it just feels long. So let's go ahead and shoot this thing through the chrono and see what we get, and then I'll adjust the draw length. I'll come back here again. We'll shoot it through the chrono. I'll just go ahead and do my review on the way it feels while I'm shooting it through the chrono, and then we'll go from there. So let's see what it does on the chronograph at 27-inch draw. All right, so this is going to be with the 455 grain arrow. That draw cycle is super smooth. 261 and the 440 grain arrow. $265. So realistically, you're not losing much. I want to say the VENTUM 30 was like 269 or 271, somewhere in there for an average, with the 440 grain arrow. So you're only losing 4 to 5 feet a second difference between this one and the VENTUM 30. So definitely don't let speed be your deciding factor between the two. If you like a longer axle to axle bow, you know, this bow may be for you. I'm surprised. I really thought it was going to be shooting slower than that. So let's go in here. I'm going to adjust the mods. I'm going to come back in here at 30-inch draw and shoot it a couple more times through the chrono with Of course, I'll have to use different arrows because my arrows aren't long enough, but it'll give you an idea. All right, so I've changed the mods. We're drawing 30 inches right now, like 30 1/4. So let's see what this thing shoots through the chrono, and let me give you a review on what I think this bow is going to feel like for you guys that have a longer draw length. All right, we're shooting a 477 grain arrow. As you can see, that's a very long draw length for me. .259, so let me shoot that again. That may not be right. Like I said, 477 grains, 30-inch draw. .287, that's more like it. So 287 at 477 grain arrow. That thing's slinging it. It stuck it in the wall. All right, so it's kind of hard for me to give you a good review on how the bow shoots, the fact that that thing's so long for me. But as you can see, it brought it up another, what, 26 feet a second by lengthening it out to a 30-inch draw. So 287 is not too bad. So if you're somebody that's got a longer draw length like that, 477 grain arrow is probably pretty common size grain-wise. I think that was a Carbon Express Maxima Red SD, I think is what that arrow was. So that's not a super heavy arrow, but it's not a real light arrow either. But I'll go ahead and talk on what I thought at 27 inches. So at 27 inches, this bow, it actually draws very, very nice. So far, it's the smoothest bow I've drawn for 2021. But it does have more hand shock than the 30, and it's got kind of a spongy back wall. For somebody that wants a longer axle-to-axle bow, something that's more forgiving, something that you can shoot target, hunting, whatever, like a good all-around bow, this would be a good option. With exception of the spongy back wall, this is a very good shooting bow, and it's something that I think a lot of y'all would be very happy with. So don't take my word for it. You know, I can only give you what my personal opinion is. But like I said, it is a little spongy on the back wall. Draw cycle is phenomenal. It's nice and quiet, but it does have some hand shock. So that's something that you can kind of expect if you do come up here and decide to shoot this bow. I like the bow. I think Hoyt did a great job. It's gonna hit a certain market. I think it's gonna be more common with your longer draw length guys. But with that being said, that was the Hoyt VENTUM 33. I think Hoyt did a good job. You need to come up here and shoot it for yourself to get a full idea of what you think about this bow. Don't just go off of what I'm saying. So come check these guys out up here at Grafton. They got them in stock. This is their new buckskin color. It's a very nice looking bow. If you have any more questions, contact these guys up here at Grafton Archery at 704-855-1300. Make sure you get entered to win in the drawing. This will be probably the last week of the drawing, and then we will draw for that probably starting next week. So make sure you comment on the VENTUM 30 video. That's the best way for you. That's the only way for you to get entered to win. You're going to win a free pack of broadheads if you're selected, and hopefully that pack of broadheads will get you a big old turkey this spring. So thanks for watching my video, guys. I appreciate you supporting my channel, and please continue to live your life to the fullest and use your passions to bless others. Thanks for watching.